Hey there, welcome to Movie Review Mom. If you're a brand new subscriber, yay, I'm so glad you're here and found my channel. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, I really appreciate your support. And I hope you keep coming back to see what I have to say about movies and trailers and documentaries. So today I'm reviewing a movie that actually came out a little while ago. I've been trying to put together a list of the top 10 movies of 2022 and realized I had never even done a review for this movie, and it's awesome. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. It is adorable. It's also rated PG and is an hour and 29 minutes. My movie review mom grade, if you haven't guessed already, is an A, but let me tell you why. And if this movie has flown under your radar, put it on your radar, put it on your watch list. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I will point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about if you watch this with other people, and even recommendations for other films that I think that are sort of similar that you might also like. All right, so let's dive in. In a nutshell, after the success of a short film about a mollusk named Marcel back in 2010, it was decided to turn the story into a feature film. Marcel is an adorable 1-inch tall shell who ekes out a colorful existence with his grandmother, Connie, and their pet lint, Alan. Once part of a sprawling community of shells, they now live alone as the sole survivors of a mysterious tragedy. However, when a documentary filmmaker discovers them, the short film he posts online brings Marcel millions of passionate fans, as well as unprecedented dangers and a new hope of finding his long-lost family. This darling film was written, produced, and directed by the talented Dean Fleischer-Camp. What an imagination he has. But wait, there's more. He also stars in the movie. Well, most of the time with just his voice, although we do get to see him. His genuine laughter at and with Marcel was just so infectious. And you could tell he just loves this little character, as do I. So let me tell you the list of things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, this is the cutest, most original, and endearing movies you'll probably ever seen. It is also filled with humor and profound life lessons. Jenny Slate has the perfect voice for animation, don't you think? I like her in real life movies too, but her voice is just so adorable in animation. You might have first heard her voice in the movie animation Zootopia, also totally adorable. Anyway, she gave so much life to this little Marcel the Shell. The director is Jenny's ex-husband. She said that they were so focused, both of them, on doing the film well, that they didn't really have fights or awkward moments about it. She also said it's both of their favorite projects ever. The witty humor is extremely entertaining, both spoken and visual humor. I loved also hearing Isabella Rossellini's voice, so sweet, and she just brings this little grandma to life. Now, I had heard Jenny Slate talk about her grandmother in real life, Connie, and that's why she named this little shell grandmother Connie. It's so cute that they got the real Leslie Stahl to join the cast. Fun fact number one, it is said that a full day of filming averaged only 5 to 10 seconds of actual runtime. It took them 7 years to get everything right for this movie. So appreciate it. Fun fact number two, the director purchased Marcel's shell in a hobby store. He ended up buying quite a few and then made additional shells using a 3D printer. And you'll see why, because there's other shells that appear in the movie. In fact, you'll notice there are also non-shell characters at the end of the movie that also come to life. And so the director explained, quote, "If an object is neglected long enough, it develops a spirit of its own," end quote. I thought that was interesting. A24 is a studio that everyone is now talking about with the success of this little gem. I hope that they can keep the momentum up. This movie will give you all the feels and probably pull some wet drops out of your eyes. I know it did for me. So cute. So there was one thing that I thought of that I didn't like about the movie or thought could have been done better. I mean, really, I loved the movie. Loved it, obviously. But there was one thing that I thought was a missed opportunity. So little Marcel, towards mostly in Act 1, asks, have you ever eaten a raspberry? And he says it to several people. And so I thought it would have been really a perfect ending to show Marcel actually eating a raspberry. I mean, it's such a simple thing, but that would have just been the icing on the cake or the fruit on the cake. I'm still mixing metaphors here. Anyway, let me give you some tips for parents because this is a family-friendly movie. I think that all ages will enjoy. But I just wanted you to know a little bit more about the content. There is some light profanity. There's some suggestive humor, I think, that will fly over the heads of children that they won't even catch. But otherwise, it's just pretty straightforward. Well, it's not so straightforward, but just little everyday moments that are caught on film as Marcel is living his life and doing his funny things and saying such funny things. So some of the themes that are illustrated really well are change and fear, community, loss of loved ones, the power of social media, and the transformative power of friendship. So sweet. So whenever I watch movies, I always write down lines that I think are funny or interesting, just so I can share them with you so you can kind of get a taste of the script writing. And so Marcel just says the funniest things. He's obviously aware of the human world, but he's not 100% correct on, his perception of things. And so anyway, he's talking to this documentary guy who's renting this Airbnb where he found Marcel and his grandmother Connie, which that alone is just such a funny pretext. Anyway, Marcel is talking and he says to this filmmaker, let's see if I can actually do the voice of Marcel. I'm sure I can't, but let's see. He says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Whale jet ski. And part of it is Marcel's like, wait, is that right? Well, just, and he keeps saying different variations of Wayne Gretzky's name. And I just thought it was so cute because Marcel settled on, yeah, Will jet ski. It was a cute moment. And then there's an interesting line also spoken by Marcel. And he says, here, let's see if I can do this voice again. I truly enjoy the sound of myself connected to everything. Now that sounded like an old lady. Anyway, also a sweet line where Marcel definitely feels related and connected to everything around him. And that's one of the lessons he teaches to the documentarian. All right, so as I was watching this, I instantly thought of a few movies that are sort of similar that I think you'll also really like. The first one is called Where the Wild Things Are. It came out in 2009. It's an exploration of creatures and a human boy and their perception on life, I guess, basically. And it's based on a best-selling children's book. And then another one that I thought of was Paddington, just because that is such a beloved story of a teddy bear basically living in a human world and offering his perspective on his unique perspective on the world and life in general. So anyway, hopefully you'll enjoy those if you've never seen those before. And I can guarantee that you're going to like this movie, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes and allowing me to talk about this adorable movie. And I hope that you will come back and watch my next movie review. And in fact, I'm going to cue one up right now. Have a great day. Bye for now.